What's up guys? Welcome back to the Gregorio Girls channel. My name is Devin. If you are new here, thank you so much for checking out the Gregorio Girls channel today. And if you are a returning customer, thank you so much for your continued support, always. So today's video kind of started out as an idea for like an anti-Valentine's Day type of look with the matte black smoky eye, because I think by the time that you guys see this video you will have already seen Shauna's Valentine's Day tutorial that she has coming up. So this kind of started out following that anti-Valentine's Day trend. So I just want to say really quickly, like this whole idea of like Valentine's Day versus anti-Valentine's Day, like don't get too wrapped up in the whole idea of like Valentine's Day versus anti-Valentine's Day. I find that around this time of year, a lot of people start to complain about like not having a Valentine, being single, like people call Valentine's Day like National Singles Awareness Day. Guys, don't worry about that stuff. Like honestly, I think that Valentine's Day is a great thing. I mean, I think that celebrating love is never a bad thing, especially in today's world. I think love needs to be celebrated a lot more often than it sometimes is, especially like in the mainstream media and things like that. But also, like, I really think it's very important to celebrate love for yourself. So whether or not you have a Valentine this Valentine's Day, just know that when you make yourself your own Valentine, it makes it that much better when you do find that special someone that comes along in your life. Because if you already love yourself, they are going to love you that much more. So anyway, that's my little get up on my soapbox piece before I head into this video. So if you guys would like to see how I got this fierce matte black smoky eye look, then just keep on watching, girl. Yes. You guys, so we are going to get started. I have zoomed you on in here because I want you to really be able to see what I'm doing. So you get a nice close-up of all my redness and breakouts and pores, and we're just gonna go with it. So the first thing that I want to do is prime my eyelids. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot on a concealer brush, and I'm just gonna spread that out all over my eyelids. With a black smoky eye like this, I really just like, guys, I would not even bother doing anything with your complexion until you're done, because we're gonna be working with a lot of matte shades. We're gonna be blending a lot. We're gonna be working with obviously a dark black shade, and it's just not worth it to do your foundation, because you're gonna have to clean up the fallout that falls underneath your eyes anyway. All right, and I think for this video, so that it's not super long, I'm just gonna do one eye. So I'll work on my right eye here and then do my left eye off camera. So here we go, moving right along. I am going to be taking the Jaclyn Hill palette. Here's a nice close-up shot. The reason being because she has a great matte black shadow down here in the corner, but she also has tons of blending and transition crease shades, which is really important for the smoky eye, because in order for it to not look too harsh, you really have to do some work in the crease and create that gradient effect up onto the brow bone so that you know where to concentrate the black. So we're really gonna spend some time in the crease today. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just take an all over shadow brush, and I'm just gonna run a little bit of my Peach Perfect translucent powder over the soft ochre just to set it. And now we're gonna start working into the crease. So we're just gonna start light and then work down to dark. So I am going to take my Morphe R37 blending brush. This is from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe brush collection. And I'm gonna dip into Silk Cream, just a nice light neutral. And that's gonna be the first color that we work into the crease. So I'm gonna concentrate that starting in the crease and then really blend it up onto that brow bone. And I like to really focus on the outer edges here, because I find that I spend a lot of time like blending in this area and then not enough time kind of buffing this area out. So I'm taking windshield wiper motions in the crease, and then as I move out, just kind of little circular motions. can even like flick your brush up and out like this, just to blend that shadow out. And then next, sticking with my R37 brush, I'm gonna dip into Butter, and I'm gonna concentrate that in the crease as well. Still gonna blend it up onto the brow bone, but not quite as high as we took that first shade. So right in here, back and forth, and then up and out ever so slightly. So you can see it's very subtle, but the color is starting to build. So next I'm going to dip into Buns, and I'm gonna take my Morphe M441 brush, which is has a slightly smaller tip as opposed to my R37, so just so you can see the comparison between the brushes. Where are we at here? So this is the R37. You can see it's wider, it's fluffier, it helps diffuse the shadow out a little bit more. The M441 does a similar thing, but it's slightly smaller, a little bit more tapered here, and it's going to help concentrate this color as we go deeper, more precisely in the crease. Okay, so now you should start to have something that looks like this. I always say this, but I'll say it again. I have a lot of eyelid space and a lot of room to blend. So if you have smaller eyes, you don't have to blend this intensely or have this much color all over your lid. Just kind of adjust it to the way that you're used to working with your own eyes. Now, for the matte black, what I want to do first, this is a really, really important step that I actually just learned recently. So laying down something with a cream base for the black before you go in and pack that matte black shadow on top is really going to help you give the intensity without making such a mess with the black shadow. So it's going to help you build underneath so that you can in turn build on top with the matte black shadow. Anyway, so first I am going to take the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. This is in the shade Black Bean. Don't worry about being neat, but I'm just going to lay that down as a base, starting down at my lash line, and then kind of just working up. And I'm gonna try and keep it right on the bottom half, bottom like 2/3 of my lid. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a clean flat shadow brush. This is just the flat end of the brush that came in my Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. And I'm just going to lightly start to work it upwards and smudge out the edges there. Just to soften out those edges just a little bit and work it up towards the crease. And then next, I'm just going to take that matte black shadow down the corner of the Jaclyn Hill palette. It's called Abyss. I'm going to take it on the same flat shadow brush, and then I'm just going to begin to pack that on over top of where we placed that chubby pencil, for lack of a better term, and concentrate that all over the lid. So you can see how the black is starting to intensify, but the cream is giving it something to really grab onto. So you can see I'm really trying to concentrate it almost as if I'm cutting the crease, bringing that black right up to where your eyeball and your brow bone naturally meet and create your crease right there. Now, I'm going to take my Morphe M433, which is an even smaller blending brush in the sense that this one's a little bit flatter. It's still fluffy enough to blend, but this is going to help us get right in there with the crease. Do not pick up a lot of shadow on your brush for this part. We are working with black shadow. You do not need a lot of it, especially since we want to smoke it out. So I'm literally just going to dip this brush into the shadow, like bounce it once or twice, like literally like boop boop, and then I'm just going to very carefully start working in that crease. Just barely kissing the brow bone with it. And honestly, if you have smaller eyes and a smaller crease than I do, you might even want to move to a pencil brush for this, so why don't we do that? Okay, so not a pencil brush. I'm gonna take the Morphe M506. This is just a really teeny blending brush. I'm not gonna put any product on it yet, and I'm just gonna blend, 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 blend up and out. So we want the black to peek out and blend in with the others, but we also don't want it to kind of overtake your eye, so kind of finding the happy medium here, and that comes with just precise, patient blending. So now really quickly, with no extra product on it, I'm gonna work back in with my M441 and again, just smoke out that edge so it's not quite as harsh of a line. And just blend until you like see fit, until you know, are happy with the results. After you blend out the crease, you can also, like, I'm kind of losing a little bit of pigment in here, so I'll probably go back in with the flat brush and work a little bit more black in there. All right, and one more thing before I go ahead and do the other eye off camera. I'm gonna take Beam, which is the second highlight shade up in the top corner of the palette, and I'm just going to blend that underneath the brow right here for a little bit of a highlight effect. This just gives the eye like a lifted, open look, especially since we're using a lot of heavy shadow down near our eyes. If we're not careful, our eyes can start to look droopy, so we don't want that. All right, you guys, so I now have both eyes done. As you can see, this eye was a lot quicker than this eye, but now we are going to clean everything up. So I'm just gonna take a little makeup wipe and I'm gonna clean up the fallout that I have underneath. And then I am also going to, this is especially good if you have nails. I'm just going to wrap it around my finger like this and kind of use my nail to sharpen up the edge, because you can see I got a little bit of fallout down underneath the corner of my eye. So I'm just gonna use my nail here. Try not to tug too much at your eyelid, but I'm just gonna clean that up. And it just gives your eye more like an uplifted look instead of droopy, and it gives you a nice clean line there as well. Alright guys, so once again, in the interest of this video not being 10 years long, because we all know I love to talk, I'm just speeding you up through this portion, just doing my complexion, priming my skin, foundation, concealer, and bronzer, and all that good stuff. All right, we're getting there, guys. So now we're gonna go underneath and balance out the lash line on the bottom. So first, what I'm gonna do is take some black eyeliner. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On in the shade Perversion. It's just a nice black eyeliner. Woohoo, I am being so eloquent today. I'm just gonna kind of generously line my waterline with that. And again, don't like worry about being perfect, because we're just gonna smudge it out. So next I'm gonna take my Morphe M213 and I'm just gonna smudge some black shadow right underneath where we put that eyeliner. And then just for fun, for a little extra pizzazz, I'm gonna take my Urban Decay Heavy Metals glitter liner in the shade, it's not really a shade, but in Glam Rock. It's just a nice regular old silver. And I'm just gonna put that right in here, right in the inner corner. because I actually haven't used it yet. This is the Alright you guys, so that is going to be it for this tutorial. I hope it was helpful. I hope you learned something. I hope it made working with black eyeshadow and doing a matte black smoky eye like this a little bit less intimidating, because I know it can be scary to work with black eyeshadow. I really like the way that this look turned out, especially with the neutrals blended in the crease. They really help to also tie in the lip as well. And as always, I kind of have to add in a little glitter where I can, so I hope you like the glitter liner and kind of the glitter lip that we have going on here. So if you haven't already, before you leave, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the Gregorio Girls channel. What else? Give us a follow on Instagram at Gregorio Girls Makeup. You can like us on Facebook as well. And we will catch you guys in the next Gregorio Girls video. Mwah. Bye.